All right, good midday, something like that. Good day, hello everyone. Hey, I'm so looking forward to this live stream. We're going to do some casual and chill coding today. It's been a while, right? Last week we had to stream with Roman about Xdebug, very interesting. Next week we will have the director of the PHP Foundation coming to this live stream as well. Super interesting stuff. And actually this morning I had a little talk. Went to a small conference. let me actually show you here. This was let's see. Am I actually sharing my? Oh, that's weird. Why isn't that updating? Hang on. Yes, I'm a streamer pro. Oh, that's unfortunate. Hang on. Properties. Display capture. Bam! This. Show cursor. Restart capture. That seemed to fix it. Okay. So let me turn this down a little bit. Yes. So I went to a small conference. my son's class, basically. It was so fun. Like these small kids, they are 6 to 7 years old, and I brought some elephants. They couldn't keep them. They had to give them back, and I counted them to make sure that no one took one. But yeah, super cool. Like inspiring to talk to a group of small children, and they were like super eager to learn, like on their level, about PHP, about things that I'm doing with YouTube as well. And yeah, well, okay, they mainly were interested in the elephants, but really cool, super excited that that I was able to do that. So that was that. Hello. Oh, Mark, you're here, and Undefnul as well. Rafal on YouTube. Say hi in chat, folks, if you're here. It's always good to know that. Oh yeah, I still have to do. Hang on, I have all the thingies ready here. Of course, I publish a release. I don't know if anyone comes in via GitHub. I don't know, but I always publish a release on this GitHub repo, and then I'm on LinkedIn now as well. And LinkedIn is fine, by the way. I mean, it's not really my type of platform, but it is what it is. So yeah, I think this ends up on people's home feed. I think, or maybe not. Feed. Yeah, and this like, okay, Spasi released something. Someone started following me. Like, I think it ends up in people's feed. I'm actually not sure. I cannot see like my own. I cannot inspect my own. So you only have this page when you switch dashboard. Yeah, that wouldn't work. Anyway, maybe it helps. I don't know. Folks, before we dive into like what we're building today, I do have to mention that the 100 million row challenge, it has finished. It's crazy to see like the amount of improvements people made. We have a chart here with the top 5 contestants, and this is only starting since March 1st. So, oh no, this is actually plotting the whole event then, almost, I think. But they definitely didn't start with 2.9 seconds. I think the first like real attempts were around 10 seconds to parse the 100 million lines on the new server. And then gradually it increased, and then like when these jumps happened, especially over here, and where's Mark's? Oh, you're the green one, yeah. I don't know, maybe the chart is, now that we added Ajesh, is a little weird actually, but it's fine. We still have to verify whether all submissions are valid. There were some rules about not being allowed rather to copy other people's branches. Of course, you're going to end up with kind of the same solutions anyway, likely, and it was okay to get inspired by others. It was really nice to see people on the Discord server as well, top contesters just discussing with each other, trying to find new and improved ways to make this work. I'll do another video about the 100 million row challenge in, I don't know, maybe later this week, maybe sometimes later. You'll have to subscribe to be up to date. I first have to verify that all submissions are valid, and it might take a little bit of time. So there's that. I'm getting plings here. Hang on. Is that, hey? Okay. Today, we want to dive into discovery. Wow. Let's see. Just checking chat here for a second. I only managed, Magal says here, to get 26 seconds on a single-threaded approach. So I don't know if you heard, but we also did a single-threaded leaderboard with one winner there, and the winning entry got around 9 seconds. So pretty impressive there. I was around 40, to be clear. Just couldn't figure out how to get faster array access yet. It was mind-blowing to me as well. I'm going to try to explain it, how the top submissions work, but I don't know if I'll be able to do it. So I have to read through the stuff first. Luckily, Mark, who's here as well, Xhaven, has written already like a bit of an explanation of how it works. So that's nice. Never even knew that repo exists. The live stream one, I reckon, Mark. Yeah, well, it's okay. Discovery. Last week, we did something very cool with Tempest. Well, I spent a whole week working on it, and it was to take our discovery component and to make it truly decoupled from the framework. It already was halfway there, I would say, but things were just intertwined a little bit too much. And what I want to do today, because I wrote this blog post here, and I posted it on socials and on the Reddit, you know, and Reddit was interesting. Some people mentioned that the things I'm writing here, I try to make a little bit of a comparison between Symfony and Laravel, and then this approach, and then people, like, this always happens when I mention Symfony, like, oh no, it's possible in Symfony, and what you wrote was wrong. And so today I want to try to show how it works, but then in Laravel, but we'll get to it. The point is that I just didn't do good enough an explanation of what discovery is in this blog post. I took a very simple example, and people said, yeah, but you can also do it in this way with Symfony, and that's true. But then I was like, yeah, but hang on, it's not really not really the same, you know, but it's difficult to explain. So I'm going to do a live stream now. I'm going to struggle through making it work with Laravel with a very like another style of example, and then I'm going to write it into a blog post. I'm going to be brave and probably publish it on Reddit again, and then we'll see what happens. So let me just grab that example real quick from the blog post. If you've like a long-time subscriber, you might even remember me building Discovery for the first time, the very first iteration here during a live stream. But it's gone through a couple of iterations. And the thing about Discovery in Tempest is it's really at the core of the framework. That's first important thing. And the second important thing is that it's made to be extensible. It's made for projects to just do their own thing with it. And I'm going to show you an example of that. Now that it's truly decoupled, we can just put it into Laravel and use Discovery there in a Laravel setting. And I'm going to build a feature with it that's like totally what should I say? I don't know the word. People are going to be totally fine with it, and no one's going to say how wrong it is. Anyway, so my example in the blog post here it's a classic example. We have these projector classes. They implement an interface, and we want to register all projectors within our code base within a config file. So we can grab that config file, then that collection of projectors that are in the code base, and we can do things with it. For example, we can use it in an event bus middleware. We can use it in a command to replay events on specific projectors. And so I gave this example. This is a very simple example of discovery in action, where you inject that projector config, right? That's the thing, that's the place where things get registered for projector related code. And then you have this discovery method. And what this discovery method does is it's getting called for every single file within your project. And that includes vendor files. There are side notes to make here. Don't worry, it's super performant. There is proper caching in place. We've spent 2 years on this. More than 2 years, actually, I think. It's fine. It works really well. It's super convenient. And so basically what this class does is it looks at all the files in your whole project and says, these are the kind of files I want to work with. And in this case, it's classes implementing the projector interface. And this is where people with the Symfony example kind of got confused, I would say. Like, yeah, you can also do this with, I think there are tagged interfaces, tagged classes, or auto tag stuff. And yes, that's true, but discovery is so much more than that. This example was just maybe too simple an example. So anyway, when you are given any class that implements projector, and you can just assume like this method will be called for every class and more in the project and vendor files when needed. You add these to discovery items and then you apply them afterwards. And the reason this is in 2 steps is because of caching, because everything that happens here is cached and doesn't happen on production, but also for the biggest part doesn't happen during development. So I actually think we did some stuff with discovery caching, building it on stream here before, but this is 2 years ago. Time flies. So yeah, this is a very simple example of discovery. We're going to now build a new feature in Laravel that I know everyone will love with discovery, and it's gonna be like 5 lines of code. Okay, so the stream will be over in 5 minutes. Let's see. I have my chat here. I don't see my, maybe? No, it's fine. Reddit is always interesting. That's true, Mark. That's true. Okay, so this is a clean Laravel project. I installed it just before this stream. There is just Laravel new. This is the result of Laravel new. I did some trying out on the Tempest branch, but main branch is just clean. And what we want to do, like I said, it's going to be a feature everyone loves, is we're going to add route attributes. Let's actually make a support folder here, route attributes to, I want to say Tempest, but it's Laravel, right? And yes, I know, oh, where's my, yeah, route attributes. Oh, no, they suck, blah, blah, blah. Route attributes are so much better than route config. I have a blog post here. I'm actually going to share it in chat right now, just in case, like I want to make sure that I'm in front of all the haters there. There's a link if you have some time, read through it. Like all your concerns are addressed in that blog post. Route attributes are awesome. Everyone should use it. It makes so much more sense. That being said, let's go with this. So in this example, we're going to have 2 route attributes. For now, we're going to have a get attribute and a post attribute. Oh, and maybe I should go to our, no, let's not remove anything. Remove the controller, abstract controller thing. We don't need that. A home controller. And so what we're going to do with these classes in place, there's attribute. Oh yeah, and then indeed. Target method. Ooh, boom. Sorry. Okay. So we have our home controller with our invoke method here. And usually what you do in Laravel is to, let's see, where is it? Routes. It's been a while. Oh yeah, you do this. right? Route, you register all your routes in a single file or multiple files, and it grows into a mess, honestly. Again, read that blog post. And then you have artisan routes list, I think. No, route list. Yes, and then it's here, right? Let's remove this now. Yeah, that's gone. It's good. No, it can be an empty file. I don't know what happens if I remove the file, so let's keep it for now. And we want to be able to say this, basically, get dash, right? Let's see, we have to public string path, right? So that's good. And okay, so that's basically it. And we have to do the same for post, of course. We're going to build on top of this. No worries, no worries. We start simple, we start small, and then we go from there. I actually noticed like how annoying it is that I can't see my chat now. It's okay. Anyway, so we have our attributes, and we can assign them to these controller actions. Now, how do we go from this to the routes being listed here, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do, here's, we're going to use discovery, of course, and we're going to do a little bit of preparation work. So we're going to make an interface here, a route interface, yes, which has, for now, one method, apply, public function apply, void, like this. And we're going to implement it here, implement route, and then implement a route. Yeah, that's fine. Oh yeah, now we have to add these methods here, like so. And then we say, so when we apply a route, we need to translate it to our Laravel, right? And I think that's using the route facade. Use, no, not this one. Route, let's see, facades as Laravel route. And so when we apply this route, which basically says this is the method that we're going to call during our discovery phase, we'll say Laravel route get this path. And we still need something here, by the way. We need to refer to an action. So let's actually, in the interface, actually, let's say we also need public, what's it called? Array action get. Set and get, actually. This is, by the way, property hooks, something new in PHP 8.4, right? Yeah, we're already on 8.5, but hey. Okay, so now we'll have to, it's weird that I don't get like an error there. Well, hang on. What happened? Let's see, PHP version. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, 8.5. Save changes, please. Yeah. Yeah, and now it says, yeah, but we'll just copy it like this. And we'll make it uninitialized at first. But let's just assume like this is something we'll have to still configure, right? We're just setting stuff up here, and then we'll link everything together. So this action, right? So when the get attribute gets picked up by discovery, we're going to call this method, and we're going to register then this route into the Laravel router. And the same actually for the post attribute. So use yep, and then Laravel route post, like so. Okay, I don't think this is rocket science. Is this rocket science? Hi there, Katsugari, I think. I don't think it's rocket science. Now, how do we link these two together? So, because we have our route attributes now, but nothing happens, of course. We need something that scans the code base, preferably just anything, not just files that are in the controller, you know, and then does something with it. And we need that thing to do it in a performant way, to have caching and pre-compiling. And yeah, that is Tempest discovery. So composer require Tempest discovery. There we go. And we're going to set up our discovery over here. So route discovery implements discovery, that's the interface, and there is a trait here, is discovery, that fills in some of the gaps for you. Anyway, we have discover and we have apply. So these are the two steps. The discover part is the thing that gets cached, and then apply is the thing that's actually getting run on boot. So yeah, of course, nothing will happen here, right? We first need to, oh, not compose require. We need to make this code run. And for that, we need a service provider. So PHP artisan make service, make provider. Oh yeah, make routing service provider. Where is it? It's over here, of course. I'm gonna move it over here. And yeah, we know this is what it does. And I think, so service, so I want this to run on boot. Let's see. It's here. Yeah, it's added in some kind of config file, I think. Over here, yeah, it's just added automatically by that make command. Okay, that is good. Many steps we need to take to hook into the framework, I always find. But anyway, so we're here. Okay, so this is the place, well, boot actually, not register. Can we remove register? Always a bit like of a gamble with Laravel, right? I think we can. Can we, is this still, is this thing on? Yeah, okay. So this is the place where we want to boot our discovery, and then from there on out, discovery will take care of everything, basically. So how do we do that? First, we need a config, and I'm going to make that config object manually for now, because I only want this code to, well, my discovery stuff to be discovered within the app namespace. I don't need to scan vendor for now. We're building something within our project, right? So a new discovery config, and we have to pass it an array of locations. And we say new discovery location. And discovery location takes two things, the namespace and the path. So the namespace is app, basically. That should be fine. I can add backslash here. And then app path. Ooh, no, like this. So we have our config, and then we say new boot discovery. We pass it the config file, and we actually invoke it. What's the thing? Oh yeah, of course. Hang on, I forgot something. So we have the config, but the other thing we need, this is what makes discovery work. It needs a container, because you need to store your discovered results somewhere. And so discovery says, Tempest discovery requires a PSR 11 container as the place where people can, interact with. And then we support auto-wiring, of course, and stuff like that. You just make it really convenient. But we need a container, because that's kind of the heart of your application. And within Laravel, of course, container is called app, because that's clear. Let's see. Now we are in our discovery class over here. Yep. So that means discovery already picked up on this class, which is exactly what discovery does. Discovery will discover discovery classes. There's some recursion going on there, and it works really well. So from now on, we don't have to worry about adding config stuff to arrays and stuff like that. From now on, we're in good hands with discovery. So what we want to do here, we want to discover any method with a routing attribute. So let's say if a route equals, and then we have class get attribute route, not LD. Did we actually end up here? We did, right? Yeah, okay. Oh, it's class. No. Hang on. We need to loop over all the methods, right? So for each class, get public methods as method, and then we say method get attribute. Okay, so now we have our get attribute here, and we can actually do something with it. We've discovered that this method over here in our code base has the get attribute, so that's really nice. Let's see what do we want to do. We need to store this in this discovery items add, basically. I mean, the reason we need to do that is for caching, right? But what do we want to store exactly? We want to store the route, but we also want to keep a reference, because remember, we still need to set that action here. And we need to set it over here, basically, because we need that information later on. So we'll say action equals then an array, right? Method get declaring class. No, get declaring class, I said. Declaring class get name. And then we'll store it in discovery items. Again, this is just for caching. We'll do something with it in a second, but just to show what's happening here. So we have our route, we discovered it, Tempest did that for us, and now we have an instance of that route attribute with the action actually set, because we need it later on, right? Now we actually have to apply our discovered items. Could be anything. It doesn't have to be a class. Can be a file, can be like an attribute like this. Could be, I don't know, something based on naming conventions or attributes or interfaces or abstract classes, whatever you want. So we'll loop over everything that this is just something technical with discovery. Again, to be able to cache everything. So we'll loop over our routes and we'll just apply them. And remember, that's just calling, actually, let's add a dog block here. And this method is just calling the implementation here or here. And so I think if all is well, this is everything we had to do. If all is well, we should now be able to run artisan route list, and our home controller should be there again with the right path. Okay, who wants to make a guess whether it will work or not? Say it in chat right now, yes or no. And let me run it. Oh, you can't see it. Hang on. Here we have it. Nice, right? Let me actually move myself a little bit up here, because this is pretty important over here. So it picked up on it. Let's see what else we can do, like blog controller. We'll add some methods here. Public function. Actually, no. Let's use Laravel's. What's it called? The PHP artisan make resource blog. No, I don't know. This is not what I wanted. I wanted a resource, a CRUD controller. Make controller help. Name API. No. Type. Okay, and what's the type? Resource. Oh, I just have to make controller blog controller resource. Does this work? Yes. And now I think Laravel has added a lot of routes in the routes.php, in web.php, I mean. Oh no, it didn't. Okay. And let's add our things here. We're going to improve this a lot, by the way. Just hang on. Get blog create, and then this is a post request, right? Post blog, and then get blog ID, I reckon. And then edit, and then this is post Oh yeah, we need the ID here as well. Edit. Actually, let's do it like this. I don't know what's the perfect convention is here, but it's fine. And then we'll use post for now. It could be delete, blog, delete ID, like that. Good. Let's see our routes list. Okay, everything's there because Discovery is picking it up on. So that's good. What I want to do now, because let me actually, yeah, okay. Everything's going to break. Nothing broke, Juan Quinto. Nothing broke. Perfect. What do we want to do now? Yeah, I want to introduce a second concept, actually. And that is, because, okay, let me first show you the problem. The problem with attributes that people often cite, route attributes, oh, route grouping becomes such a pain because with routing, you would say route, like the facade approach, like group or prefix. I don't remember group, prefix. And so what we have in Tempest, which I want to try to replicate here as well. I'm not sure how well it will work with Laravel, but we'll have to. We might have to do some source diving. I hope it'll work. I didn't try this out. Is a route decorator. Route decorator. Like this. And what it does is decorate route. Yes. Yes, that's all we need. That's all we need. And yeah, basically that's already it. But let's say route curators blog. I'm just going to call it blog for now. So we're going to say this is an attribute, and it implements route decorator. And if you want to add it, first we're going to add it over here. Import. Gonna add it over here for everything, and our goal, remember, blog. Our goal is to get rid of these prefixes, right? Which of course, like, doesn't make any sense now because we have collisions. But this decorator here, its goal is to add the prefix, basically. And so now we need to introduce something to our route interface here, which I'm not sure yet how I should do that. You know what? Middleware. String prefix. What else? Because we also want to use this for middleware. Let's keep it on prefix and middleware for now. I think that's good. Get and set, yes, and then let's do it the Tempest way. Is a route over here, and instead of manually repeating all of this, we'll move it to a trait. I already forgot what it was called. Like so, prefix is empty string, and then middleware is empty array. Like so. Yeah, and then we can use is route. It's not a trait, of course. Hang on. Trait is route. Like so. And same for our post, just so that we don't have like all the duplication here. There are better ways to configure all of this, but it's not really the point that I want to get to. So this is fine. In our apply method then, and this is where we'll have to see if it works. Can we do group? No. Do prefix? Yes. Prefix, and then middleware, this middleware, and then post. Actually, that's kind of clean, right? Okay, so the same over here. Prefix is this prefix, and then middleware, this middleware. Okay, so this I think is good for the attributes. I think that's all we need to do with the attributes. We go back to our discovery here, and so instead of only adding like the action over here, we can do more things. We can, for example, find out if there are any route decorator attributes on that same class. So let's say for each method get attributes route decorator as decorator. Yes. Not LD, DD. Let's see if it actually picks up on it. It does. So there's our blog thingy. And what we can do now is we say route equals decorate route. Yes, and that's all we need to do, I think. Yeah, let's see if it works. It doesn't. Oh, of course, we need to add the prefix here. So return route, we can say, and then route prefix equals blog. We need to take care of like slashes and stuff like that. And then it actually works. So now we have our blog, goes to blog controller, post, goes to store. Yeah, that's all fine. One more addition I want to do here, instead of just having to manually provide blog everywhere, is, okay, let's remove it like this and let's just add it on. Let's make it final as well. By the way, I'm going to rename this to blog route for clarity. I don't know, whatever you prefer, of course, but so first we want to apply our class. Oh, actually, what we can do here is just that's such a difficult word. Decorators equals, and then we'll do this. And we'll also add class get attributes route decorator, right? And route decorator is blog route, actually target class or target method, like so. Still works, and we have our blog route over here. And so, by the way, that's how you do, or at least that's my preference of how to do grouping, route grouping with brain fart, with route attributes. Wow. Okay. Middleware, for example, we can, but this is like a very specific attribute. But let's make a middleware attribute as well. Or maybe a route attribute, whatever you want. Let's do, we have already route interface. Let's do middleware. No, hang on. Middleware, which is a attribute. Actually, let me, oh yeah. Oh no, that was good. Yep. Import attribute. Why isn't this? Oh, final class middleware implements route decorator, like so. Okay, and then we have it over here. And what we do, we make this configurable. We say private array middleware, like so. And then you just decorate the route. You say route middleware equals, yeah, array merge, that's good. Let's do it this middleware and then route middleware. So they need to be merged, because you can have multiple middleware attributes as well. Let's say return route, like this, read only, that's good. Now make this read only. and yeah, that's basically it. So now we can do stuff like, I don't know, post middleware and let's give it. And how do you write middleware in Laravel? Laravel middleware. I don't remember. Can you just? Is there middleware already present? Global middleware. Oh yeah, over here. I don't know. Is there something like auth middleware? Auth? No. Let's do this. No, the ensure token. No, it doesn't exist. Why doesn't that ensure token is valid? No. Middleware. Is there no more? Oh no, it's probably somewhere else. Is it in Bootstrap now these days? Providers? No. App with middleware. Yes. Nothing. Ooh, it returns a class, middleware. Yes. Maybe I should just integrate that with Is Brent dropping packets? Actually, yes, maybe a little bit. Huh. I think they moved the default middleware to the package. Artisan make middleware. Perfect. PHP artisan make middleware. Oh. Undefined constant ensure. Yes. Sorry. Oh, hang on. Middleware. Ensure token is valid. Here it is. Ensure token is valid. Sure. Just wanted to show like ensure token is valid. Will this work? Actually, and you know what I like? Instead of an array here, I just like private mixed, and then private, and then like so. Yeah, and then it cannot be read-only. Right? Oh no, I need to, cannot be a property, this middleware. And then private array middleware, like this, yes. This is just my preferred approach. So then I don't have to do it like this. Yes, okay, and so now artisan route list, can I see whether it has the middleware? Hang on, help. Middleware, filter the routes by middleware. Can I just show like all the details? Version, accept, vendor, sort, reverse, middleware, domain, name. As JSON, let's try that. JSON. Oh, middleware is here. Okay. JSON. Is our ensure? This is such a ensure token is valid middleware. Yes, okay, it's there. Yeah, okay. So, but anyway, I think you get the idea. Should probably normalize soon. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I don't know why I was dropping packets. Ooh, and now it's my phone is doing stuff. It's a little bit laggy, yeah. But I hope it's fine now. Again, it seems to be more stable. And as I say that, it turns light green instead of bright green again. Okay. We'll have to see. However, let's assume I don't lag out anymore. Maybe I should just do this. No. And that. What I hope is that this is kind of a slightly better demo of what discovery is about. I was like fiddling around with the middleware stuff here, but it's not just about registering classes in the container. It's about truly looking into whatever code is written and understanding what the developer wants to do with it without having to do a lot of config stuff. Like, for example, route files, as with Laravel. Now, I know people like route files. I think the attribute approach is much better, especially with route decorators. It's really powerful. And I really like I did the route files for years, and it's all fine in theory, where you say, oh yeah, we have a route file pointing to our controllers, and we have all these routes in one place, and the world is beautiful, until you get into like several nested levels deep of route groups and thousands of lines of route configuration. Then it's not fun anymore. And this is what happens in real apps. So anyway, I prefer the attributes, but do whatever you want. The thing I wanted to show today is that it's super trivial to set up, to add this kind of functionality to Laravel with 40 lines of code. And what I forgot to mention is that the whole caching stuff. Actually, I should make a PHP artisan make command, discovery generate command. Discovery generate, and then this is like, for me, this feels like going back to the Stone Age, honestly. But there is this artisan discovery generate. There is this action class, new discovery generate command. No. New generate discovery. Yes, generate discovery cache. And it takes a couple of things here, which we now will need to inject. Hang on, it needs the container, it needs the config. We know. Then what? And it needs a discovery cache as well. And actually, I need to probably put all of this into a package like a bridge for Laravel, because you don't want to have to like write all of this manually. But actually, let's go to our provider for a second. We had our writing service provider. Yeah. What we want is, we need that register method again. And let's say, we can just say this app, of course, singleton route discovery config class, and we'll return this over here. And I will say this app singleton. We'll say what else did we need? Not this. Container config and cache. Yeah, discovery cache class, and we'll for now do discovery cache strategy partial, hard coded for now, and then we'll say this app get discovery config. We can do it like this. That should all be fine. But now we can also actually access these things. Can we inject over here in the handle method? Is that how it works? So discovery cache. Let's see. Cache. Yeah. That's perfect. So we'll then do the cache here, but we need to inject everything. Discovery config is the other thing. Config. Discovery cache. And then we also need the container. Will this work? call it app because that's how clear. And then config, rename to config, please. And then that's this success info done. How do you write? Okay, info. Okay. And in theory, artisan routes list. Yeah. So okay, now discovery cache is generated with the partial strategy, and basically you want to determine this strategy based on your environment. For local development, we use partial, and partial means vendor discovery is cached, everything within vendor files, and then we also have full or none for production environments, and none for debugging. You almost never need none. So this is of course optional, but the more things you're going to discover, you don't want any chance of it affecting performance, right? So we cache all the work discovery has done. We cache all of it grouped by location, and then you can regenerate that cache on Composer, install, and deploy. Basically, those are the two places where you would need to do that. And these kinds of things, it might be useful, I think, to ship these kinds of commands in a package like discovery for Laravel, so that people can just, don't have to write it themselves. It's still pretty easy to do, but there's a bit of overhead. So yeah, that's it. Seems like the lagging is gone. That's good. We've got over 1,000 routes in our Laravel app. Let me tell you, it's not that amazing to have everything in one file as it sounds. We've broken up the routes into multiple route group files, but still not right. There is this blog post that goes into it. Let me share it again. Return self-success. Oh yes, I will return an integer. Discovery generate. Yeah, so let's see. This seems more like showing off the power of attributes. Super cool. This seemed quite easy to pull off, and you get most of it, and get you most, if not all the way there. What do you think is missing from this current iteration? Well, I mean, Tempest routing does a lot more, of course. So we have, let's see, the basic examples here, but then yeah, route bounding, Laravel has that. That's no issue. But sorry, maybe I should check over here. So we have middleware with priority as well. Middleware itself, like global middleware, is discovered also by discovery. A way to exclude middlewares, and then route decorators is really it's just okay for prefixing, for making routes stateless, or like these API where you have like these middleware groups in Laravel. That's in Tempest is also just done with route decorators. It's really, it makes so much sense to me, with middleware, without middleware, and then you can make your own decorators. Oh yeah, idempotent routing. That's a new feature that got just added. Super cool. That's done by oh, my chat is over here, by Mark Xhaven. So that's cool, and there's so much more. But when it comes to route attributes, I think read that blog post if you want to really know my vision on it. I need to this attributes package now. By the way, the attribute package is also by Tempest. It's where should I? Yeah, I don't know where I should show it. Tempest. Oh, this one. No, we were done. Reflection. Tempest Reflection is it called, and it's just a wrapper on top of PHP's Reflection API with a bunch of convenient methods like get public properties. You can get attributes directly without having to call instance of. There is type information there, so you get auto-completion directly, stuff like that. So that's that package. A Tempest Reflection. There are a lot of attributes about this channel that are nice. Aiden, please. I did what I wanted to do. I think Enzo is already working on a Laravel package, by the way, for routing, I think it was. But imagine like the possibilities with discovery. And I can imagine it because I've written a whole framework built on top of discovery. But you can discover anything. It doesn't. It's not just classes. We have an option. It's opt-in for discovering files as well. So if you write, for example, in Tempest, you have the option to have migration files, SQL files, just raw SQL as migrations, and you can just do that. They are discovered for you. Config files in Tempest are based on naming conventions.config.php, and they are discovered as well. You can discover based on classes, interfaces, classes they extend. You can loop over the methods. You can do anything. You have the reflection class available, and it's all cached anyway. So of course, like some things when you're talking about project code and project discovery, it's not that easy. Not that straightforward to cache there, because you might have to like deal with some changes. You're constantly working there. So for discovery classes that are subject to change, there is no caching during development. But that's just, there is very little overhead to it. And then in production, you just generate discovery cache. Everything is cached. Basically, it generates up until that apply method, which can be compared to a web.php config file, basically, which is also interpreted at runtime. So there is like no difference there. You can do so much things with discovery. It's so much more than what people compared to tagged singletons or whatever the tag auto tag configuration in Symfony Container. I don't know. And it's so easy and convenient. Like let me just quickly show it again. 40 lines of code, right? This is it. And this adds support for route attributes with route decorators as well. It has then support for middleware, prefixes. You can of course build on this. You can make it a lot more complex and do whatever you want with it. But that's the beauty. You can do whatever you want with it because you just have a blank slate. And I love it. I love Tempest. So anyway, yeah, give it a try. Like I said, I think Enzo is already working on a package for Laravel specifically, where we add like these convenience commands to generate discovery cache and then routing. I think it was doing routing. I don't know. But yeah, super cool. I hope you get a better understanding now of what discovery is about. It is seriously amazing. Try it out and see what you can come up with. So yeah, we made it. I will see you next time. Before you leave, leave a like and subscribe if you haven't yet. And then I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye-bye.